Okay, now that you've learned 3 basic jazz chords built on the E string root and 3 basic jazz chords built on the A string root, you now know not 3, but 6. 6 most basic jazz chords. Now, what I'm going to show you in this is how to combine both of those, root on E and root on A, to be able to make it really sound awesome. So, one of the problems with playing with the root on just either E string or A string, it causes you to skip around. You have to play from here, then the 5 is up here, and then 2's down here, 6 is up here, and you have to skip around, and you have these giant leaps with the notes. And even though it can work, it doesn't sound as pleasing to the ear as when you kind of group all the chords together. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I am now going to create a major scale on, let's say, the key of A. We'll pick key of A. So instead of making, okay, so 1 becomes here. 1 actually starts there, I should say. And 2 is here. And instead of going here for 3, I'm just going to go and put 3 here because it's actually the same note, different string. I'm going to put 4 here, 5 here. I can put 6 here, or I can put 6 here. Just for fun, let me put it, let's put it here. And then 7 would be here. So now I got all 7 notes of the major scale grouped together in kind of more one area of the fretboard rather than spread out, because now I know 6 chord shapes. So let me show you what this looks like now. For the 1, I'm going to use a different color. 1 chord is major. I would play like this. Remember, that is the major chord shape when the root is on the E string. That's what I would play. 2 would be here. That's a minor shape. 3 is here, and 3 is a minor, but now I'm going to change to the A root. So pattern looks like that. 4 is a major by default. So the major shape with the root on the A string looks like that. 5 is a dominant chord. With the root on the A string looks like this. 6 is minor. Looks like that. 7, now it shifts down back to the E string. And remember, using these chord shapes, the 7 will, you can use the minor pattern and it will work. So it looks like that. And back to 1. Now, let me show you if I were to have this in a different key. Let's say I have this, I want to play in the key of D now. So I would have to go and create a new scale, and I'm going to actually start it on the A string. So we got 1 here, 2's there, and 3, instead of playing 3 here, I'm going to play it down here. These are the same notes. 3, I'll play 4 here, 5 here, 6, 7. Now I have the scale, I got them numbered. All I need to do is fill in using my chord patterns, my shapes that I know, and the theory that I've learned. So 1 is a major. A string root looks like this. I'm going to kind of go quickly here. 2, minor, like this. You should already know these. 3, minor. Well, minor with the E. Root looks like that. 4 is major. Looks like that. 5 is dominant. Dominant looks like this. 6 is minor. That. 7, we're going to play the minor pattern or shape. Looks like that. And 1 is major again. Now, compared to the last 2 videos and we're only using 3 of the jazz shapes, as you can see, when I use both of them, I'm able to keep the chords kind of in the same vicinity, and it will actually sound like it's all packaged nicely, you know, that way. The notes don't jump so far. And let me give you this example here. So if I were to go back to that 2, 5, 1 jazz progression using this is what it would look like. The 2 would be played like this, right? The 5, I'm going to change colors, will be played like this. This is actually, will share the same note. Okay, so you can see this note dropped 1 fret. This one stays the same. And then if I were to play the 1 chord, let me pick this color. 1 chord, it would look like this. Now this is confusing. You might have to rewind this video because there's dots all over. You can get lost. But let me just point out what happened here. When I went and played the 2 to the 5, this note dropped 1 fret. This note stayed the same. When I went from the 5 to the 1, this note dropped 1 fret. This note stayed the same. So between these chords, which this is a minor, this is a dominant, this is a major, you had very minimal note changes in order to play all 3 of these chords, and they're all different types of chords, minor, dominant, and major. And when you have little notes changing like that, it just sounds very pleasing to the ear. And also in jazz, there's this thing where it's the notes kind of descend, where the bass notes are going from 2, 5, 1. They're moving around. But these tones here, they just kind of slowly descend 1 note, you know, half a step or full step at a time. And there's just something really pleasing to the ear about that. So there you go. That kind of concludes the 3 or 6 basic jazz chords. You're going to need to work on this for a while to kind of get used to, you know, forming these chords when the roots are changing from the E to the A string. But I think it's something that you'll want to definitely practice, because you'll find the colorful progressions that jazz music has to offer that is, you know, years and years and years and years have been just so pleasing and wonderful and beautiful. And so I hope you really apply this and are able to get to a place where you can start using this in, playing your music.